I hope I have way too many viewers. I don't think so, but I have the best viewers, that's for sure. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you guys today? Today we will see game between Nakamura Marika Ladies 3-dan and Nakazawa Saya Ladies 1-dan. Both of players have 5 wins, 0 losses, and condition for passing through the elimination stage is to have 6 wins, which means the winner of this game gets to go to the main tournament. And if I understood this right, the main tournament will be fight between 4 people, and the winners, the 2 people, will play 5 games match for the title, and this is how we will choose the first Hulic title holder. Both of those players played only once in official game, and it was 3 years ago. And this game we will see the Nakamura's specialty, which is the 4-5 rook. This is the live blog of Seirei-sen, and here you have Nakamura Marika setting up the pieces, and here's Nakazawa-san also setting up the pieces in one of the Renmi's room. And here is how Furigoma looked like. Time limit for the game was 2 hours, 1 minute Byomi, and the Furigoma decided that Nakamura Marika will be Sente. And here we go. So we have the standard opening, and here already see as one of the ways to ask your opponent about which opening you're gonna play. This is very useful even in double Furibisha games. If it would be like Furibisha, this side can force this side to push this and later kinda attack the edge quicker. But in this case it is question about, do you wanna play a Naguma? What is this? Probably not. And here we see that is standard opening for 4-5 rook. King goes to the castle, and here we have the Mino castle, right? And oh yeah, this move, you can see that Gote already decided that I'm not gonna go for a Naguma or any strange castle like the left side Mino. I'm just gonna go for standard, classic, rapid opening. If you watched Hidechi videos, you probably learned this variation. And here, Shikenbisha, the 4-5 rook. Basically what it is doing is usually wait for Ibisha attack. The problem is how to wait skillfully, so in this game we will learn few tricks to do that. So here we finish the castle. There are a few moves you can play, and the order is important, but here Nakamura-san decided to move the gold first. And there's 2 ways to go for Gote, and here Nakazawa-san decided to move the right gold up. And the difference will be that this square, the 7-3 square, will be weaker, but again we will see some new strategy here. Because Gote is going for some quick attack, Sente can put the king up. If there is a slow development and you wanna attack quickly, you keep it down. But in this case, you just wanna castle strongly. This pawn is kinda the first attacking move. Immediately there will be possibility of pushing it here and attacking with silver, so Sente has to be careful. And here Nakamura-san decides to strengthen this pawn immediately here. After the pawn's pushed, you have to defend. And here you can see this very strange gold move up. Different from the usual shape of this. This is some new way of playing that I didn't see when I was learning shogi years ago. The point is to straighten this square, de facto the head of the knight in the future, or the ear of the rook. And the next move after this one, you see the Elmo castle, which is the newest trend in Ibisha versus 4-5 rook shape. It's the newest trend. I think it was proposed by the computer, and nowadays professionals are working on strategies that will make this castle alive the most. So the reason is, I see that computer. Actually, the computer was called Elmo, and therefore the castle name is Elmo. One of the reasons is this gold will straighten the 2-2 square. As you know, the standard bishop promotion, rook attack, this will be less efficient here. But also the king will be able to move backward if it has to, so it gives more space for the king. So this game, we're gonna see how to play against this shape and how to utilize this shape for Gote. So Sente has to wait skillfully. If you play wasteful move, there is a chance that Gote will use it for your disadvantage. So let's see how Nakamura-san decided to move. She puts this pawn, It's important. She pushed this pawn first and then this pawn, allowing some counter attacks, for example, bishop drop here, but now she kind of forfeits that by pushing this pawn. Here Gote shows next some attack here, so of course you want to always counter the attack of Ibisha using your rook. This is the easiest way to sabaki your rook. And here attack comes, and again, if you take it, next there is this beautiful attack for Gote. So keep in mind, if the silver goes on the 5th row, it's already success for Ibisha, so don't allow it. Here, because next, if Gote takes this pawn, you can retake it, so it's fine. Sente is waiting one more move. And again, which move should we choose? If we push this pawn, there is the possibility of some knight drops in the future, some nasty, bishop drops. So here is this cool move that you have to remember, which is the lance up. It also, in some variations, not all of them, but in some variations, it makes it harder to capture the lance. I'm gonna show you one later. Alright, so Gote needs to strengthen the attack because taking is not as useful, so she moves the rook. And here the battle starts. We are already in the middle game, right? The piece exchange happens. So Sente attacks the silver. If Gote would take it, there is this fork, so she cannot do that. She takes the bishop instead, attacks the rook, and here, because next the silver can be taken, Gote has to go back. And notice, I think in the other video, the WSL video, we saw the shape with the pawn being on 5-7, but here being on 5-6, the 5-5 silver is impossible, so it's also very important you see the order of moves. First push this pawn is usually a good idea, and here Gote is forced to go back. So what should Sente do next? Furibisha always wants sabaki, so here there is this cool move, silver back, allowing the rook exchange, and well, you could try to block it, but Sente would be able to play all the moves that she wants, and therefore Gote is forced to rook exchange. And here is the main point. If the lance would be here, there is the immediate, right, rook drop forking both of the pieces. But in this case, if you wanna fork both of the pieces, you cannot do that because of the silver. Therefore, Gote is forced to drop one more pawn, and then drop the rook. When the silver goes back, if you take this one, Gote has some counter attacks here. So taking the lance is only option. So here Sente has the pawns and Gote has no pawns. So even though Gote promoted the rook first, the position is quite equal. I'm not sure if there's also Elmo Castle with the gold here. It's actually the first time I saw the gold here. Maybe there's the shape of 5-1 gold too, but yeah. Here we see the counter of Sente. So Sente dropped the rook, just wanting to take all the pieces next. And here Gote decided to use the bishop. So if Sente would take the knight, this bishop becomes a very good attacking pieces and there is no piece disadvantage. Maybe in the future taking this silver retakes with the gold is good because the defensive gold would go away and Gote would have a nice attack. But of course Sente is not gonna take the knight, and here what she did was actually escape with the knight, making it impossible for Gote to take. So if the game goes on, Sente will have the knight advantage. But of course it's not that easy so far. Sente still didn't take those two pieces. Gote needs some way of attack, so Nakazawa-san decided to drop the lance. But Nakamura-san moved the silver back. It looks scary, but you can see the rook is here. There is no direct way of blocking it yet. There is no pawn in hand, and the lance cannot promote, so it's quite skillful way of defending. And here Nakazawa-san pushed the 5-5 pawn, trying to make some pressure in center, maybe get some pawn in hand. After that, Sente started decisive attack. There are some post-game discussion comments, but in this stream I decided to leave all of the post-game discussions at the end, so that I don't spoil to you the ending of the game. Let's just enjoy it the way it is for now. And the meaning of this is, if Gote would attack, here you have this perfect counter. So the meaning of this bishop is it not only attacks but also locks down the Gote's attack, forbids Gote from taking this pawn. So it's double meaning move, right? Also, indirectly, it also threatens to take the lance. So you see, this is much more efficient this way. How to defend this is the problem. As you can see, this silver is protected only by the rook. So there is this cool move, knight jump, blocking the rook for one turn. Of course, you take it, but then Gote can take the silver. There is this straightforward variation, taking the gold, taking the rook, taking the dragon. And in this exchange, Sente has one knight in hand, but its knight is kinda useless on the side of the board. So it's kinda equal exchange, but this lance is still hanging. So who is better in this position? It's hard to tell. Question is, what will Gote do next? So she protected the lance, and Sente has time to attack again. And here she dropped the pawn, disturbing the shape of Gote. Take and gold drop. So previously we were talking that Gote has 4 pieces in defense, right? But suddenly it's 2 pieces versus 3 pieces, and one of those Gote's pieces is under attack. So I would say that Sente's attack is much quicker at this point in time. This immediately gives a check to the king, while this king is right. If it would be the same position, it would be 1 square far apart. Alright, so next. Gote dropped the rook because she needs some form of attack. And here there is this nice Tesuji 5-3 pawn. It's probably quite painful for Gote because Gote spent 1-2 moves to develop her pawn, and here that attack backfired. And here Sente is using the fact that her pawn was taken and using the pawn in attack. And suddenly Gote is under heavy attack. What she does is to try to speed up her attack, promote the pawn, and attack on the edge. But Sente drops the rook, and after this pawn is taken, she just protects the edge and is relatively safe over here. Gote makes a very strong fork, and in this position, if Sente doesn't have a decisive attack, Gote will be able to take one of the big pieces and continue the attacking. But here we can see how Nakamura is a strong player. She does the decisive attack. She takes the silver, sacrifices the rook, promotes the bishop. So of course you cannot take it, because there is this classical mate in one. She has to run, silver drop, run again, goes for the king, run away, silver promotion. And here, if Sente manages to play 3-1 horse, this is another standard he-she position. There's no way to defend it anymore. So here is the only move Gote can play. Drop the gold. There is no immediate sume yet. And Nakamura-san decides to block the escaping route. And this is actually at Tsumero. Next. This would be a checkmate. So this move is Tsumero. Gote has to defend again. She uses her last piece, rook, to protect this knight drop. But here, taking the gold, taking and dropping the gold, after which king would escape. We would have the same he-she position. Therefore, in this position, Nakazawa-san resigned. And in this beautiful standard shape fight, Nakamura Marika shown us how to become the best 4 of the Seirei-sen tournament. Okay, so the post-game discussion. Let me show you how the game looked after the game. So this was the commentary about the Elmo Castle. This position was actually the lunch break, and those were the expressions before the start of the game after the lunch. So they both look kinda confident yet. After the game, they actually went to the other room to not disturb other players, and they made the consensus. The first commentary was from the move 38, bishop drop. And here Nakamura-san said that she was a little bit afraid of this move, 8-7 dragon. Yeah, after which if she would take the knight, pawn drop, taking, she felt that she was a little bit disadvantageous. Nakazawa-san was actually thinking about this variation few moves back, but she wasn't this confident about this variation. Then the next comment was about the 15th move, which was the lance drop, and they said that she hoped that using just lance she will have some kind of attack. But later on, the move 52, she thought maybe this is the reason for her loss, the 5-5 pawn. Instead of that, we saw that move later in the game, but maybe immediately the knight jump, the same variation, maybe in this timing was better, because as you see there is no 5-4 pawn drop attacking her position immediately, and here 8-8 rook would be maybe better. And Nakamura-san said she hoped that this would be a good fight. She read the same variation and she hoped it would be okay. Nakamura-san was also afraid because the Elmo castle is stronger than both castle from the side, and it would be hard for her to continue attacking. And move 61. Actually, Nakamura regretted this move, and why is it? Is that she would prefer to play 4-5 pawn before that. If the bishop would, run away, here we can take the lance. They both read this variation, and here dropping the 5-4 pawn was better because the bishop wasn't attacking this square directly. And the move 53, the gold drop on square 5-2. Nakamura-san first reading was to drop the rook here, but what she didn't notice was this rook drop here, protecting the silver and attacking at the same time. She was reading this variation, but yeah, again, this promoted knight is taken. She didn't feel good about it. Also, instead of the gold drop, maybe the pawn is the suji, so the main variation, the good move for this position. If the bishop takes the pawn, again we can take the lance. If it's taken by the silver, then you can make a check with the rook, and it's very severe fight. So maybe instead of this heavy gold, the pawn was a better move. And there are two more left. Move 71. 1-8 pawn was what Nakamura-san called responding for goddess move. And doesn't sound good in English, but basically she played a move that was not critical in this position. She was just answering goddess move, and instead she should just ignore it and maybe go for direct attack here. And if goddess attacks, then she can go back. So in this way, Sente would win one move faster, but it was said in the comments that this wasn't a big mistake. It was just a little bit faster for Sente. But of course, if it would be like one move lose game, this would be a crucial mistake probably. And 8-4. This move, what they both noticed in this position is that when Gote takes the silver, the rook drop to 8-8 is actually at Sumero. So they both were a little bit afraid about this pressure. And this was the meaning of the gold drop, to get this silver in hand and next move threaten Sumero immediately. So I will just show you, like, if Sente would pass here, this would be Sumero, like this. This is one variation. And if king takes, there is this very nice shape you have to remember. This is also Tsume. So using just two rooks and one silver, Gote would be able to break half Mino castle. But of course, there was no time for that. This is just variation that Sente has to be mindful. For example, in this position, if this knight drop didn't exist and she would play mindlessly the Hishi, she would lose one move, right? So this is something that they were aware of, and this is why she dropped the gold to threaten another Sumero before that attack happens. By winning this game, Nakamura Marika was decided to go to the main tournament, and she's on her way to become a challenger. And we wanted to see interview with her, so they asked her. She's the first one to get to the main tournament. And she said that I thought it would be a long way from the beginning. While she was giving her best, she suddenly realized that she passed the elimination. She thinks she had a good fate or good luck. she says that all of her 6 games that she played was actually very close fights. So there is this system, that there's to lose and you go out of the tournament. She's not used to that, but she didn't think about it much and she concentrated game after game and she managed to get a good result. She knew that even if she loses once, she would be okay, but she tried to not think about that. She didn't think about that, and because of that, she didn't feel any pressure about the game. So basically, she didn't overthink the whole system. She just concentrated on each game. There's 3 more people that will go to the main tournament, and she knows that there will be strong players joining her, strong young players. She's very happy that this tournament was made. Oh, when she started playing Shogi, there was actually only 4 titles, if I understand right. When she was starting, there's only 4, and now there is already 7. So she wanna do her best because of that. The fact that she can play even 1 more game is nice, and she will do her best. And this is the tournament table. The people that are left is Taniguchi, Ladies Studan, Wada, and she has 4 wins, 1 loss. Nakazawa got 1 loss today, but she still has a chance if she wins the next game. Then Yorimoto, 1 dan. Ito Sae, Ladies 3 dan. Kai-san, if she wins next game. Satomi Saki, 1 dan. And Satomi, 4 crown. So yeah, there's still 2 young players and veteran players left. So we'll be see an amazing fight in the main tournament. I really like to see the new shape, the Elmo Castle, in practice. And I'm also happy to see the way for Furibisha to destroy the castle, right? We could also see the skillful way of waiting for Sente. And, well, the endgame was quite simple, but it really tells you that basics are very important, especially in Biromi, when you have to play this kind of rook sacrifice, bishop promotion. And of course, immediately seeing this danger of silver drop, it just shows you, the basic stuff is quite important in game, actually. And the fact that she didn't want to protect the edge also made me think, yeah, this one move can be really, really important in the endgame. So it was a very nice game of a classic Shiken Bisha with this new touch of Elmo Castle. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next week.